Trisha Yearwood is at the Shillinglee estate in England, researching her ancestor Samuel Winslet. She's about to find out how deeply involved Samuel was in a 1765 deer stealing incident, a crime punishable by death.
This letter is dated June 22nd, 1765.
Okay.
So it's a couple weeks after this first letter. And this says, the confession of Thomas and James White. They declare Thomas Hall and John Whitland and James Winslet, Samuel Winslet and John Winslet, and themselves robbed Lord Winterton's paddock of 2 fat bucks Saturday, the 25th day of May, 1765. Samuel Winslet broke the pails down, and Samuel Winslet rode a spare horse from the paddock with the bucks. And these are the marks of Thomas White and James White, who confessed. My gathering from this letter is that these 2 brothers, Thomas and James White, they decided, look, we'll come forward, we'll get the money, we'll confess. And they've kind of implicated the worst of everything on everybody else.
Yes, absolutely.
But they've definitely implicated by name 3 of the brothers that I know of.
Yeah, that's right. He's accused of a very serious capital crime.
Wow.
Yeah. Why don't you have a look at our last document?
Okay. Okay, this doesn't have a date, but it says, John Newman says that after the Winslets now committed, I'm sorry, this one's hard to read.
It is hard to read. Yeah, they've been apprehended and they've been committed to jail.
Okay.
And John Newman is basically the man who is taking them to jail, and he's going to report what he overheard.
He heard Samuel Winslet say that he hoped he should not be hanged, but if he was, he had neither wife nor child, nor father nor mother to cry for him, and that it's no matter to himself. From what I've learned so far, he has no family. You know, he has his brothers, but he's lost both his parents. He doesn't have a wife or a child. It sounds like sort of a desolate man, a young man. I mean, at 19 to feel like my life, I don't really care if I'm hanged, then that's fine, and if I'm not, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a sad, sad statement. It's heartbreaking. The hardest part of this whole story to me is just, I feel so sorry for Samuel, even though I know he's committed a crime here. I just feel the luck of the draw for him losing both of his parents so young, and his situation, not to justify his actions, but I just feel this especially speaks to the despair that he must have felt. I mean, I do know that he is the immigrant on our side, so I know somehow he makes it out of here.
He does.
But I don't know what happened next. Is there any documentation after this?
Yes, but you're not going to find it here in Sussex. Because he's been accused of such a serious crime, you're going to have to go to the National Archives to see what happens next.
Thank you so much. I was really heartbroken when I read what they said about Samuel's state of mind. I mean, it really just made me want to cry, you know, that feeling of you just felt like there's no hope. If I didn't know his history, if I just heard a relative of yours broke into someone's private property and killed animals and stole them, I would think he's just a criminal. You know, he's just a common criminal and has no character. But it's hard for me to say that knowing his life up to this point, knowing what he's been through. From what I know about my grandmother and the people in my life and my history, what I know of them makes me believe that their character came from someplace good. And so I want to believe that Samuel learned from this experience and was able to take all the bad things that happened to him and turn it around. I definitely want to believe that.